41 science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM graduates who have defied all odds and conquered. We are also presenting a total of 102 cadres who are inaugural graduates from our innovative new programs.
The Vice-Chancellor emphasized that this milestone reflects Harare Institute of Technology's mission to prepare graduates for a rapidly changing digital economy.
To increase our outputs and impact as HIT and the nation at large, we need massive investments in artificial intelligence infrastructure and research funding in machine learning, robotics, and data analytics.
This year's ceremony coincided with Harare Institute of Technology's 20th anniversary. Professor Kanukame congratulated President Mnangagwa on his successful SADC tenure and extended birthday wishes. He also highlighted that 7 years ago, Harare Institute of Technology integrated AI and data analytics across all degree programs, a move that has already yielded positive outcomes.
For 2025, your university filed with the IP offices 5 utility models, 10 industrial designs, 7 trademarks, and 648 software copyrights.
Now, beyond 20 years, the Harare Institute of Technology continues to position itself as a force of bridging the gap between academia and the requirements of industry. Iben Mabunda, reporting for ZTN Prime at the Harare Institute of Technology.
Now, on the sidelines of the 12th graduation ceremony at the Harare Institute of Technology was a showcase of the institution's progressive innovations. And President Mnangagwa toured some of the projects and expressed satisfaction at how much the students at HIT are forward-thinking and progressive with their inventions. Faith Nyaude unpacks some of these projects in the following report.
All aboard City Rail Munanja, the future of urban transportation as envisioned by the students at the Harare Institute of Technology. This, they say, might be the answer to addressing the growing congestion in Zimbabwe's cities.
The prototype might appear small to the naked eye, but it harbors massive potential. The Harare Institute of Technology is working towards a bigger and better system for the country. A potential hit when rolled out, the system will certainly revolutionize Zimbabwe's urban public transport system. So far, they've advanced to produce an 80 plus 120-seater tram carriages to reach a scaled output of 100 units by 2026.
We have since advanced to produce an 80 plus 120-seater tram carriages to reach a scaled output of 100 units by 2026, supported by government and various stakeholders. The production processes have all been designed locally.
And then there's this lithium battery project, powering Zimbabwe's clean energy ambitions.
The Harare Institute of Technology has a lithium battery project and its portfolio of innovations, powering Zimbabwe's clean energy ambitions. At present, the plant produces 15 units a day, but the target is to start retailing by the end of September and double output to 90 units a day. The ultimate target is a massive 80,000 units by 2026.
We plan to start commercializing the sale of the units at the end of this month. We plan to scale production to 90 units per day from the 15 units per day that we are currently making. And it is our hope that we can upscale this to an annual capacity of 18,000 units by 2026.
The Harare Institute of Technology is also playing its part in the fight against crime. Another project under its portfolio of innovations is the Zimbabwe Republic Police Case Management System. This system is already up and running and currently in use at Warren Park Police Station, Harare. Built by HIT innovators, the system helps manage criminal cases and records, facilitating efficient data collection, case tracking, and digital record keeping, as well as speeding up investigations.
Smart technological applications include the crime management system that you also witnessed, which has been successfully launched at Warren Park Police Station and is currently going deployment across a number of other police stations.
Or are you a vendor and struggling to secure loans to grow your business? Well, HIT might just have the right answer for you, the eMusika app. The application helps vendors collect data which they can submit as proof of earnings when applying for loans.
The system has also been connected to microfinance organizations to allow micro vendors to access loans, because that has been a challenge. Vendors are not bankable. Banks, they require collateral. But with this new age, we can use data as collateral.
The innovations go beyond what was on display today. The Harare Institute of Technology also launched a PET tube bottle manufacturing plant, which produces 1,500 bottles per hour at a plant in Mutare.
A PET plastic bottle manufacturing plant, which is capable of producing 1,340 5mm bottles per hour. This plant has now been deployed in Mutare, and Zinwa is currently running production at their factory in the Makomoyo bottling plant, which is based in the city of Mutare.
A breakthrough in oxygen aluminum battery technology, applications of artificial intelligence across various sectors, telepresence robots for use in the medical field, and the deployment of the Internet of Things in agriculture to enhance productivity and efficiency.
Harare Institute of Technology students are not just dreaming of the future, they're building it, one tram, one battery, and one breakthrough at a time. These are the minds that were honored for their academic excellence today. Reporting for ZTN Prime, I'm Faith Nyaude at the Harare Institute of Technology in Harare.
That was a report on the innovations at the Harare Institute of Technology. Now, moving on to some health matters. The Ministry of Health and Childcare is set to establish a national public health institute that will help shape policy and enhance public health delivery. Now, this initiative arises from a partnership between the ministry, the European Union, and the World Health Organization. This was revealed during a courtesy call on Health Minister Dr. Douglas Mombeshora by officials from the European Union and the World Health Organization. Our correspondent Lato Nyangu has more details.
The National Public Health Institute will serve as the country's science-based governmental focal point for public health. It will spearhead research, providing leadership and coordination for key functions like disease surveillance, outbreak investigation, and emergency response to improve health outcomes. The EU has committed 4.3 million euros to the project, while the World Health Organization will provide essential technical support. Health Minister Dr. Douglas Mombeshora believes the partnership with the European Union and WHO will strengthen Zimbabwe's ability to prevent, dictate, and respond to public health threats.
It's a very important institute which will help us shape our policy and also deliver on public health. Most importantly is to deal with science to make informed decisions for us. So that's very key, and we are looking forward to that working relationship. We have always collaborated with European Union. The WHO is always here with us, and this continued collaboration is really welcome. And we want to thank European Union and WHO for this gesture. I think that was all we discussed. More will come.
The establishment of the Zimbabwe's first National Public Health Institute is expected to build stronger and more resilient health systems. Other countries in Africa that have such an organization include South Africa, Rwanda, Mozambique, and Nigeria. European Union Head of Cooperation Anna Chikoka emphasized the importance of the National Public Health Institute in strengthening public health infrastructure.
We are looking forward now on starting the work on regulatory matters, but also exchanges and putting all the bases to effectively establish national health institute in Zimbabwe.
World Health Organization representative Dr. Desta Tirune indicated that national public health institutes enable countries to set national priorities, ensure optimum use of resource-generated data for evidence-based policies, which align with global health goals.
The new National Public Institute will help us to coordinate these efforts that are actually fragmented into one awesome coordinated action that will strengthen the country's preparedness for any health emergencies and dealing with also major health challenges. And it will be an important addition also to the international community.
The establishment of the National Health Public Institute is expected to contribute towards positive health outcomes. Once operational, the institute is expected to become a cornerstone of evidence-based decision-making and a coordination hub for the country's public health efforts. Latwo Nyangu for Citizen Prime in Harare.
That was an update on a public health partnership. Now, in other news, over 6,000 voters have been confirmed to cast their votes ahead of Saturday's Masvingo Municipality and Ngai Rural District Council by-elections. Addressing journalists in Harare this Friday, Zimbabwe Electoral Commission Deputy Chairperson Ambassador Rodney Kiwa said all is now in place for the by-elections. Now, the Makonde Rural District Council and Marondera Municipality were uncontested. Ward 7 Masvingo Municipality has 5 candidates, while Ward 16 Ngai RDC has 4 candidates. Ambassador Kiwa said the voter population is 6,076, while the number of ballot papers printed is 6,450, constituting a 6.16% for the 2 by-elections.
We are prepared. Everything is in place, and we can only appeal to all the eligible voters to come in peace, to come in their numbers and exercise their right to vote. So we do have all the material and human resources in place. Ward election officers are there, deputy ward election officers and presiding officers and polling officers for all electoral centers have been recruited and trained. We have a budget of 6 million Zim gold for these 2 by-elections, that is Masvingo and Ngai. I once again want to repeat that the Commission encourages candidates, political parties, supporters, election agents, and everybody who is associated with this process to respect our code of conduct.
Stay tuned to Newsplus for an update on how Zimbabwe is taking a bold step towards climate resilience.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth. This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go!
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect and stay connected to DSTV Compact and get the best football on us.
The Phoenix Podcast has always brought you the best of the best.
I missed on that blessing, but I also regained it in some way.
In seasons 1 and 2, we introduced you to the industry's brightest stars, the ones at the top of their game, the creme de la creme. But season 3 promises to be even more exciting. We're bringing you even more fascinating guests, including the renowned farmer, Patrick Matadi. And to top it all off, our very own host, Ken Sharp, will be stepping out of the interviewer's chair and into the hot seat as he gets interviewed by a surprise guest host.
From the boss, we've been beaten, but we're not beaten yet. We can still rise.
Konapo Konapo, Ipapo Ipapo, Bazetian Prime, DSTV Channel 294, the place to be.
Coming to you live from Harare, Newsplus gives you the latest news. Now, Zimbabwe has taken a bold step towards climate resilience and sustainability with the launch of its inaugural Environment and Climate Change Dialogue in Harare. Now, the high-level event brought together government, the private sector, civil society, and development partners to chart a path towards a climate-smart Zimbabwe by 2030. We get more in the following report.
How we can save our climate.
This dialogue comes at a critical time when Zimbabwe transitions from NDS-1 to NDS-2 strategies that underpin the country's vision of a prosperous and climate-smart Zimbabwe. The event theme, Accelerating Environmental Stewardship for a Climate-Smart Zimbabwe by 2030, reflects a growing sense of urgency. Zimbabwe has committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 40% by 2030, a pledge aligned with the Paris Agreement. Thus far, Zimbabwe has made remarkable progress in championing climate resilience, particularly for the agriculture and energy sector.
We must consolidate these achievements and strengthen investment in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and resilient infrastructure.
From the devastating El Nino-induced drought that left over 7 million food insecure, to shrinking water bodies and soil erosion, Zimbabwe's climate crisis is real and immediate. Speaking on behalf of Vice President Kembo Mohadi, Minister Opam Chinguri emphasized on empowering communities.
Building resilience must therefore be centered on empowering our communities. This involves scaling up climate-smart agricultural practices, water harvesting, and afforestation programs that not only boost productivity, but also protect ecosystems.
The impact of climate change has been felt as it cuts across all sectors, affecting the livelihoods of people. Minister of Environment, Climate and Wildlife, Evelyn Ndlovu, says the issue of climate change must be acknowledged for its reality.
Climate change is no longer a far-off concern. It is now the biggest elephant in the room, reshaping the very foundations of our society and our economy.
Zimbabwe is now pushing for greater private sector participation, local innovation, and inclusive community-led action. Under NDS-2, focus will be placed on sustainable agriculture, renewable energy, and climate-proofed infrastructure. As dialogue deepens and voices grow stronger, one message is clear. The future of Zimbabwe lies in our hands. Achieving a climate-smart nation by 2030 is not a distant dream, but a shared responsibility. Tafaras Wachiwe for ZTN Prime in Harare.
Still on climate matters, scores of communal farmers from across Zimbabwe converged in Bulawayo for a symposium that focused on agroecology. That's a farming system seen as key to fighting hunger, building resilience, and protecting the environment in the face of climate change. Our Bulawayo correspondent Andile Chuma gives us more in the following report.
For many communal farmers, agroecology is not just about farming, it's about resilience, food sovereignty, and the future of sustainable agriculture in Zimbabwe. Smallholder farmers from Insiza, Masvingo, Mutare, and Madobo came together for the 2025 Farmers Symposium on Sustainable Agriculture. Organizers say these methods are not just about farming, but about climate action and sustainable livelihoods.
We are seeing challenges to do with nutrition. We are seeing challenges to do with environment degradation. So we're trying to come in with solutions to address some of these challenges. So a farmer can now produce his own organic fertilizer at farm level, which is friendly to the environment, which produces good nutrition. I think it's very important for you to also know that you are what you eat. As a result, what we produce.
The agroecology approach intersects with global goals, including zero hunger, climate action, and responsible consumption, and is already shaping a draft national agroecology policy. According to Project Zimbabwe Trust, by embedding agroecological training into rural communities, communal farmers are helping Zimbabwe meet its climate commitments.
We want to share ideas that will enable farmers to retain our soils back to the original where we used to be without causing damage to it.
Farmers at the symposium shared how agroecology is transforming their lives and helping fight both hunger and climate change effects.
Ngoba bengikhangela ukuthi emuva le besikhangelela ukuthi uhulumende asinika asincedise ama fertilizers kumbe asincedisela ngenhlanyelo, but ngalokho esikufundisweyo khathesi ku agroecology sesikwazi ukuba lezi phala zenhlanyelo ukuthi izungaze livuke lisinanini siyavuka sisiye emasimini sikwanisa ukusebenza ngezifuyo zona ezenyabeni lazo ekhaya.
I-agroecology isincedise kakhulu. Singumama but abantu abami bayafunda ngoba ngiyakwanisa ukusebenzisa ama-container endaweni ndimi igarden. Sengabafundisa labo ukuthi isitshebo sisithola ngale engadini, isitshebo sisithola ekhaya. So konke nje kungane akunhluphi nge-agroecology. So i-agroecology ngiyayibonga ngithi kayiqhubekele phambili. Le mthetho bese siyikhohliwe sesingasawazi amasiko. So lapha nesifika khona
hlanganisa izinto engiphila lazo ngoba ngiyakwanisa ukufundisa labantwana esikolweni. Lami ngiyadla ngiyasutha lemuli yami angaze ngiyecela komakhelwane ngingakho nokho engilakho nje okuncinyane.
From kitchen gardens to indigenous seeds and agroforestry, the stories showed how earth-friendly farming is cushioning families against climate shocks. But challenges remain: access to water, limited local seed availability, and weak markets for organic produce. Despite those hurdles, partners pledged to expand training, strengthen local seed systems, and push for supportive policies. For ZTN Prime, I'm Andile Chuma in Bulawayo.
In other news, the Ministry of Local Government and Public Works and private companies are working towards rolling out smart water meters across Zimbabwe in public-private partnership. Now, small towns such as Karoe, Guruve and Gokwe are seeing the benefits of this initiative. Our reporter Melissa Chatikobo gives us the details.
2 years ago, Karoe resident Tafrinyika Samoya dismissed the idea of smart water meters. Already struggling with bills that drained his pocket, he feared the new system would only add to his costs. Today, Tafrinyika's story tells a different tale, one that mirrors the transformation slowly unfolding in small towns across Zimbabwe.
The situation yanga yakati omei chan since takatinga kwanisa kuziva kuti mvura yatashandisa ndeye mari. Now that tikushandisa ma prepaid meter takutokwanisa kubudgeta.
Water bills once climbed as high as $100 a month, despite his best efforts to save. When he finally accepted a smart water meter, his bill dropped to just $30.
You can pay it even uri Harare or wherever. Automatically. It's very easy. Even when it's raining, you don't need to go out.
In Guruve, Janet Mchina is still on the old system. She is still skeptical about the new technology, but believes if it works like prepaid electricity, it could bring fairness to households. Her neighbor Rejoice Chamanyonga has already embraced the change. She says the smart meters brought fairness, with bills now matching the water she actually uses.
We used kushandisa kudhara ekuti bill raizongoya richiti mashandisa mvura ye$20. Maisazoziva kuti zveshuwa mashandisa ye$20 here oro. But now at least unotanga wajusa mvura. Unasonoti wapiwa 10 cubic meters.
In Gokwe, Tariro Matondo says the biggest benefit is control. With a prepaid system, she can track every drop, plan ahead, and save along the way.
Zvakandikoshera because ikona ndichambopinde mumba ndichisiya tepi yangu yakashama kana ndichida kuchengetedza mvura yangu. Ndinonyatsozwa kuti 5 cubic ndinopedza mwedzi. 6 cubic ndinopedza mwedzi. Saka ini ndinoona sokuti chero iyo mvura nokunetsa kuri kuita mvura change of climates, mvura iri kunetsa. Ndinoona sokuti zvakatikoshera.
Beyond cutting costs, the system empowers households to monitor their usage, building a culture of accountability and sustainability. Reporting for ZTM Prime, I am Melissa Chatkubo in Kuruve.
Smart water solutions, that's a topical issue that has been going around in communities, something that we will continue to follow. Now, in another local story, there are over 55 million people living with dementia around the world. This is according to the statistics by the Institute of Health, Metrics and Evaluation. For Zimbabwe, as of 2019, 27,377 people were living with dementia. In the estimation of the global prevalence of dementia in 2019 and forecasted prevalence in 2050, this figure is projected to increase to over 80,000 people by 2050. That's an increase of 194%. Now, the Zimbabwe Alzheimer's and Related Disorders Association held a memory walk in support of people that are living with dementia.
In the quiet moments when the world slows down and the veil of forgetfulness descends, families and caregivers stand by, holding hands and walking alongside loved ones living with dementia. Dementia is a condition that affects memory, thinking and behavior, making it harder for people to remember and carry out activities.
Firstly, dementia is a condition that encompasses quite a number of disorders, including Alzheimer's disease is a form of dementia, Lewy body's dementia. The main challenge that we have here in Zimbabwe is that a lot of people do not get diagnosed. Families stay with loved ones. They notice that there's something wrong with them or something that's going on, maybe memory loss and getting lost or, anything like that. And then they don't seek help on time for them to now have the medical assessments done.
Predictions from an analysis for the Global Burden of Disease Study 2019 estimate that in Zimbabwe, 27,377 people were living with dementia as of 2019. A heartfelt gathering of people united for a memory walk at Border Race Course in support of individuals living with dementia, their families, and caregivers.
Memory Walk takes place in September every single year, and it's something that's held worldwide. And the purpose of a memory walk is to remember those who succumbed to Alzheimer's disease or dementia, any form of dementia, and also those who are looking after their loved ones who are currently suffering from the condition.
Every step was a declaration that even in the face of memory loss, love, care and compassion can prevail. 88% of people living with dementia indicate discrimination. Therefore, awareness and support is not just a necessity, but a responsibility the community should share.
It takes you by surprise. You're never ready for it. It can be emotionally draining sometimes. So many tears have been shed, but we keep on being strong for my mom in this case. We just make sure she's comfortable and she's happy at all the times.
Dementia can come on you suddenly or takes a long time. Sometimes your people are angry. I was very lucky. I had a husband who was gentle, kind, but didn't know what was going on around him.
The Memory Walk is a reminder that every individual living with dementia is seen, heard, and does not have to walk alone.
Newsplus will be right back.
Got some questions about Showmax? Well, we've got the answers. What is Showmax? Showmax is not a TV channel. It's a streaming service with tons of hit series, movies, and more. Plus, Premier League live on mobile. Just pick what you want and hit play. No schedule or airing times. With Showmax, you watch what you want, when you want, and where you want. For any other queries, find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, or TikTok.
Catch exclusive interviews every weekday for candid, exciting, and thought-provoking conversations with your host, Erika Ndoro.
We talk about arts, we can talk about sports, we can even talk about politics, and sometimes we venture into a nice guitaristic play.
the one story where you can't get out of your head. Karo mwana mnimambama mu studio. Wakatarisa munhu so Erica like where you are sitting. Ndozongokona bata face so pasina munhu.
Wakasiya music yako yo Afro chakuti ndo music manje no yeMzimbabwe.
And I'm sure they're still saying the same thing now.
Yeah, so
Shona kana kuti Chindevere kana mumwe mutauri muno muZimbabwe ndiwe iwewe. Ndiwo rupawo rwako. Ndicho chidadiso chako.
Catch me, Erica Ndoro, right here on ZTN Prime every single Monday at 7 p.m. whilst we get exclusive.
Welcome back. You are still watching Newsplus this Friday evening. Thank you very much for staying with us. Now, health journalists have been implored to use the media as a tool to educate the public and inspire healthier lifestyles in the communities. The call was made by healthcare provider firm SIMA's chief executive Vuli Ndlovu at the launch of the SIMA's at 80 Health Journalists Awards in Harare. Now, the awards, which are being done in partnership with the Zimbabwe Union of Journalists, will be held in Bulawayo in November.
Through your work, I think you'll be able to investigate and translate some complex health and wellness issues into stories that people can easily relate to, that people can understand, people can act on. We don't think this is a small task, you know, and therefore, in our minds, we think this is something that we also must celebrate and for which we must honor you. So as SIMA's health group, we believe that a well-informed society is a healthier community, and hence today we would like to launch the SIMA's at 80 Media Awards in partnership with the Zimbabwe Union of Journalists. And this is towards effort to uplift ethical and life-transforming healthcare reporting in Zimbabwe. This is not our first time for us to appreciate and support the work of journalists. Most of you will be aware that last year we partnered with Zuj again to sponsor the Health Reporter of the Year Award.
Now, the journalists will be honored in 4 categories, all meant to honor and motivate health reporters to serve their communities. Among other issues, the adjudicators will focus on the impact that the stories should have made.
We have 4 categories within which we're looking for your stories or reporting or your research. The first category is healthcare transformation. The second category is health and wellness. The third category is excellence in medical innovation. And the final category is public health awareness. So you can come up or research on a story in any of those categories. Each of the categories will honor the overall winner, who will receive a cash amount of 1,500, and then the runner-up in each of the categories will receive a cash reward of $750.
We now move on to our global updates. The South African government has renewed its commitment to the genocide case against Israel at the International Court of Justice, ICJ, urging the international community to uphold international law and take collective action to end atrocities in Gaza. Addressing a joint sitting of the National Assembly's Portfolio Committee on International Relations and Cooperation, as well as the Portfolio Committee on Justice and Constitutional Development in Cape Town, Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Ronald Lamola, said the conflict in Gaza is not only about Palestine, but also about the integrity of the global system of governance.
I mean, as far as Israel is concerned, it is a law unto itself. It can bomb other sovereign countries. It can bomb a country that is mediating a conflict while bombing the people who are negotiating on the other side, and can get away with it because, again, international law doesn't apply to those people. This case has already begun the process of strengthening calls for a balanced, fairer, more just global order. International law, treaties, etc. apply equally to all.
Meanwhile, a Spanish economist believes European Union, EU, countries should stop sending weapons to Israel and work together to resolve the conflict in the Gaza Strip. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez announced a series of measures against Israel, including an arms embargo and the closure of its airspace and ports to aircraft transporting weapons to Israel or ships carrying fuel for the Israeli armed forces.
Totalmente. Europa, toda la Unión Europea debería suspender el envío de armas a Israel, debería aplicar el embargo de una forma radical, no solo las armas directas, sino el tránsito de armas a través de la Unión Europea con destino a Israel. Y yo creo que además Europa y la Unión Europea deben empezar a plantearse, y España, el embargo más que armamento de las relaciones comerciales con Israel.
Better together, 80 years and more for peace, development and human rights. That's the theme of the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, which opened on Tuesday, marking the 80th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations. Now, these efforts built by the world for the world and grounded in the values and principles of the UN Charter are what this assembly is all about.
This is a year to adapt, to evolve and to build the United Nations we need for the next 80 years, for the lifetimes of our children. It is a moment to show 8 billion people around the world why this organization still matters, why they are right to look to the streaming blue flag of the United Nations as a source of hope.
Those were the global updates we have for you, but coming up in business, Zimra aims for a strong tourism revenue base.
Good evening and welcome to the greatest show on earth. This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go!
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect and stay connected to DSTV Compact and get the best football on us.
Didn't graduate? I guess I blew it.
You couldn't advise him anything. He would just look at you and say, so who do you think you are?
We were just like really spoiled.
And then they just give me the receipt and I'd pay.
The guy walks in one day and then he says that he wants to make a movie.
He was blowing the money.
There was just like this habit that he had where as soon as he got money, it was gone.
I just didn't have the skills or the experience.
This money, I could see it disappear so fast.
Dental checkups, experiments, games.
The mixture is making bubbles and the bubbles have changed color. Our balloon has been filled by carbon dioxide.
We have it all right here on Happy Sprouts. Catch us exclusively on City and Prime, DSTV channel 294.
Welcome back. It's time now to take a look at what's happening in the world of business. The Zimbabwe Revenue Authority says it is committed to developing a strong tourism revenue base to grow the sector and expand national revenue streams. Zimra's Acting Commissioner General Batsirai Chadzingwa highlighted that tourism is a key pillar of Zimbabwe's economic growth strategy with potential to contribute significantly to fiscal stability. And to support tourism growth, Zimra is streamlining processes at ports of entry, facilitating the smooth movement of tourists and goods, and ensuring efficiency in revenue collection.
We repeat, we want to grow tourism
At the same time, we want to grow Zimbabwe's revenue base. And I know when I talk about growing the revenue base, it now speaks to your compliance issues. You know, tax issues is just but a compliance component.
We apologize for that glitch, but still on business news, award-winning visual artist and environmentalist Beauty Dorothy Hughes, known as the Recycling Queen, has made a significant impact at the Sanganai Hlanganani Kumbanai World Tourism Expo with her eco-friendly creations. She transforms discarded materials like tires, CDs, scrap metal, and plastic bottles into innovative products such as handbags, furniture, and decorative artifacts. Her participation in the expo has boosted her business visibility, attracting visitors to her stand and earning her invitations from institutions like Manicaland State University and other towns to share her recycling skills.
I'm collecting waste in the town of Mutare, waste such as tires, scrap metal, can openers, CDs, plastic bottles, to make useful gadgets. It is attracting a lot of international tourists and the local people, in the sense that my products are unique, they're different. I use a lot of innovations in making them. Imagine getting a tire and making a seat, taking a CD, making a handbag. There's quite a number of things. I'm also recycling sadza, you know, the leftover sadza, the thick porridge from Millimil, to make crocodiles, to make so many artifacts out of it. So it's attracting a lot of people.
Finance and Economic Development Minister Professor Mthuli Ncube has highlighted the importance of employing computing solutions in government to enhance economic growth by boosting business efficiency, by lowering costs and fostering innovation through automation and data-driven decision-making. He was speaking after touring the Zimbabwe Center for High Performance Computing at the University of Zimbabwe earlier today.
The high-performance computer is already working with various government departments as part of the broader e-government program and digitalization program. For instance, with the health ministry hosting the Impilo system for efficient functioning of the health sector in terms of service delivery, but also to support telemedicine. Working with the border management system, for example, on the border management system rather, for the Ministry of Home Affairs. And then working on the biometric, and fingerprint system, again for Home Affairs. I mean, a lot is happening. In fact, the first thing that they did under phase one was weather forecasting, where they're able to use the facility for better weather forecasting, and we need that to support our agriculture and the economy at large. And it's going to expand. And as I was explaining earlier, even the project, a data analytic project for forecasting the economy, I want it to be done here, where there's computing capacity and so forth. You can imagine there's just so much data here. If you're going to do rainfall forecasting here, given the importance of agriculture in the economy, sometimes you don't even need to know how agriculture is doing to forecast GDP. All I need to know is the rainfall pattern.
In a move aimed at protecting the national herd and strengthening the livestock farming industry, government has handed over tablets to DIP attendant officers from Matabeleland South and Matabeleland North provinces in Bulawayo. That's a move set to enhance data collection, storage, and communication systems. Now, the goal of this initiative is to promote digital data collection, facilitate real-time reporting, and enhance farmer outreach. The DIP attendants hailed government for the effort, saying it will ease their work through streamlining the dipping process for better livestock health and modernizing agriculture.
Siyabonga kakhulu, kuzahamba lukhulu emsebenzini wethu, kuzabalula kakhulu ukuthi imbiko ihambe ngesikhathi, iyefika ngesikhathi lapho kuyabe kumele ihambe iyefika khona. Sijabulile, sithokozile kakhulu, siyabonga sithi halala PS wethu.
These tablets will really go a long way in the delivery of our services, writing of reports in time, especially our departments that are stationed at the remote centers. They are going to be very useful in the writing of our weekly, quarterly, monthly, and annually.
Now, the Ministry of Agriculture said this government program is part of a broader plan to ease operations through embracing technology, helping veterinary personnel improve efficiency in managing the national herd.
Secretary, PS Ministry Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development kuti distribute tablets anoda kusenzeswa nevanhu vedu kuti vatore information, animal health information, animal production information from the deep tank information until head office. We want to digitalize that information. So we are distributing the tablets to the lowest level of the food soldier to make sure that information originates from where it happens. Then it's cascaded through our ranks until head office. So we are very happy, we are very excited that the other two provinces which were left when we distributed, when the Secretary launched the whole program earlier, is now complete. Now we are through with all provinces now in distributing the tablets.
Newsplus will be right back with some entertainment and sports news.
In a world where music transcends boundaries, where rhythm and melody unite the hearts of people, comes a show that celebrates the power of music like never before. Get ready to dive into a sonic journey that will leave you mesmerized and yearning for more. Welcome to the captivating world of Z Vibes. Vibe to it, baby.
Right, it's time for entertainment stories. Musician Braveman Baba Harare Chijino says he remains a Christian despite quitting gospel music for GT, a genre he had shelved for a whole year. He clarified his position today in a statement following his earlier posts in which he explained how the gospel industry, not the ministry, was exploiting and manipulating gospel artists. This is the statement he released. This message is especially for my GT family who have been patient with me as I navigated a difficult personal journey, exploring how my belief system fits with my career as a musician. I'm a Christian and I will continue to be. That will never change. However, when it comes to my career, I will be singing GT music. This is because I believe the two can coexist. I can remain true to my faith while also being true to my craft and livelihood. That was a statement that Baba Harare released. Now, earlier this month, the South African Fashion Week announced a strategic pause after 28 years as the continent's premier design showcase and industry voices have been weighing in on the move. And among them is Zimbabwe-born designer Tanaka Magirazi Vengere, founder of Ngano Design Africa and the recent winner of South Africa Fashion Show's prestigious 2025 New Talent Search, who sees the hiatus not as an ending, but as a vital opportunity for evolution. Now, Fashion Week director Lucilla Boysen confirmed the break, stating she believes it is vital that they will take a season to listen, think, and reflect together as a designer community and the industry at large, so that they can shape the best new direction and secure a thriving future for their industry. Still on entertainment, Ed Sheeran comes to his 8th album on the back foot. His last two records, The Subdued and Introspective Subtract and Autumn Variations, were commercial misfires, selling less than 500,000 copies each. Now, his biggest, 2017's Divide, sold 8.4 million in the UK alone. Those records dealt with weighty topics, the death of his friend Jamal Edwards and his wife Sherry's diagnosis and recovery from cancer. He gets straight into it on his new record on an opening track encumbered with the literal title, Opening. And his new album Play is in constant pursuit of the answer, and in a press release, he calls it a direct response to the darkest period of his life. Over the course of 13 songs, he sings about escape and release, love and devotion, subtly but confidently, adding Asian and Middle Eastern flavors to his palette. Coming up is sports.
In a world where music transcends boundaries, where rhythm and melody unite the hearts of people, comes a show that celebrates the power of music like never before. Get ready to dive into a sonic journey that will leave you mesmerized and yearning for more. Welcome to the captivating world of Z Vibes. Vibe to it, baby.
We take a look at what's happening in the world of sport. Log leaders Simbabora welcome second place Scotland to Wadzanai Stadium on Saturday as league action resumes after the international break. Simbabora are expecting a capacity crowd for the top of the table clash. And gates will open as early as 11 a.m. and close at 2 p.m. Here are the Castle Premier League fixtures in full. Those were the fixtures that you can look forward to this weekend. Now, holders Herentals Queens welcome Log leaders Correctional Queens in a top-of-the-table clash in the Women's Premier League at Gwanzura this Saturday. Ahead of the encounter, Herentals Queens head coach Simbarashe Dedza believes they have done all they can in preparation of the encounter.
We have prepared very well. The preparations are going well. The girls are responding and they are highly motivated with the game tomorrow, because it's a top of the table. It's a title decider, so it's a big game for us, and they are highly motivated to play that game. What we have emphasized is these games there is no different match, but what determines these games is the execution and the scoring touch. So our emphasis was these games are won by scoring. If you score, you win games. If you don't score, you will not win games. Our objective and our emphasis is to score goals so that we collect maximum points.
Herentals will be out to reduce the 8-point gap between the two sides to 5 points, as they currently sit third after having played 2 games less than the Log leaders, who have played 19 games so far.
Yes, a victory is always good. It keeps us in the title race. So maximum points, they are very important. But in such that we don't collect points, still there's still a long way to go. The league is decided with the last game of the season. So if we collect points, if we don't collect points, still there is work ahead up to the last game of the season. So every game is very important. Not the correction only, but also the other games that will come. They're also very important. So each and every game right right now is very important, and we are treating each and every team the same because we play the same league, we are the same players, so we don't have to underrate anyone. So these games are same, so we have to focus and to fight and try to collect points when we play each and every team that we play.
In other sports news, former Zimbabwe senior women's netball team captain Perpetua Siajitema is delighted to be back in the side 6 years after calling time on her playing career. Now, Siajitema has been making strides in the domestic netball circles, having led Glow Petroleum to league success twice in 2022 and 2023. Returns to the senior side, believes the transition has been amazing as she has reconnected with familiar faces.
Well, I'm so excited. I've been out of the picture, the Gems picture for quite some time. And I was so willing to come. I was just waiting for the call. So when I received the call, I quickly grabbed my stuff and I immediately ran to the camp. The transition has been quite amazing. Imagine, I still have some players who are still players that I've played with, the likes of Bwanali, the likes of Esland Lovu. You know, that thing that I was once their captain and now their coach. Of course, at times it's a bit difficult, we used to joke together, now I'm in charge, now I'm the one who's telling them what to do. So it's a bit funny and it's a bit challenging as well.
Now, Siajitema heaped praises on the formation of the Zambezi Eagles sides as it helps in coming up with a similar playing style as well as act as a talent pool for the national team.
Well, having the Zambezi and the Gems, I think it's a great thing for us as a netball nation. The Zambezi now, we are having it as a developmental side. So the Zambezi, one who we see now she's playing better, we can just take that one straight to the Gems. And we have the same style of play. Unlike of late, we could just have a person from the club, then straight to the Gems. Now, since we have the developmental side, they know the type of play that we want. Mostly the one thing I need.
And that's a wrap on Newsplus this Friday evening. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Wazanai Sansole. Have a good night.